From the moment YouTube transformed from a simple video sharing platform into the beating heart of global internet culture, there have been creators who shaped its destiny. Among them, two names stand taller than most: PewDiePie and MrBeast. They represent two distinct eras, two distinct philosophies, and two distinct ways of captivating millions, even billions of eyeballs across the globe. One began in the humble days when YouTube was still young, fueled by quirky humor and raw, unfiltered personality. The other emerged in the era of high-budget spectacles, algorithm mastery, and large-scale generosity that broke the mold of what a creator could do. Their careers intersected not as bitter enemies, but as titans in the same digital arena, each commanding a loyal army of fans, each influencing the very way people think about what it means to be a YouTuber. Felix Kjellberg, better known as PewDiePie, wasn't supposed to be a global superstar. A Swedish guy with a love for video games, a webcam, and a knack for making even the silliest jokes feel personal. He uploaded his first videos back in 2010, when the platform was still an odd corner of the internet, where cat videos and shaky home footage dominated. His early Let's Play videos weren't polished or scripted, but they had something even more valuable: authenticity. He laughed loudly, screamed dramatically, and called his viewers bros, creating a sense of friendship rather than distant fandom. Slowly, his audience grew, and in 2013, he officially became the most subscribed channel on YouTube, dethroning Smosh and setting in motion a reign that would last for years. MrBeast, born Jimmy Donaldson, entered the scene years later. When he started, he didn't have millions of subscribers or high-tech cameras. He had ambition, and an obsession with understanding the YouTube algorithm. His early videos ranged from simple challenges to counting, to 100,000 in one sitting, a bizarre yet strangely captivating stunt that hinted at the lengths. He was willing to go for content. As the years passed, Jimmy's vision grew bigger. He wasn't just making videos, he was making events. From giving away thousands of dollars to strangers, to creating elaborate competitions worth millions, MrBeast turned his channel into a machine of spectacle, philanthropy, and virality. The inevitable comparisons began as MrBeast's subscriber count climbed into the tens of millions. By 2021, he was closing in on PewDiePie's long-standing title as the most subscribed individual YouTuber, while the famous PewDiePie vs. T-Series, Battle of 2018-2019, had been about defending the soul of independent creators. Against corporate dominance, the new conversation was different. This wasn't man versus company. It was man versus man, creator versus creator, king versus challenger. Yet unlike the T-Series rivalry, this one wasn't hostile. In fact, PewDiePie often expressed respect for MrBeast, praising his work ethic and innovation. MrBeast, in turn, called PewDiePie an inspiration, citing him as one of the reasons he started YouTube in the first place. The showdown was less about personal conflict, and more about the changing tides of YouTube itself. PewDiePie represented the platform's early days, scrappy, intimate, and personality-driven. MrBeast represented its present, meticulously engineered content, massive budgets, and a team-oriented production style more akin to a television studio than a solo vlogger. The subscriber race became a spectator sport for fans. In 2022, the moment finally came. MrBeast overtook PewDiePie to become the most subscribed individual on YouTube. For some, it was the end of an era. For others, it was simply the next step in the platform's evolution. But the comparison between the two didn't end with numbers. Their content styles, business empires, and cultural footprints invite endless debate. Who has had the greater impact? Who will be remembered as the ultimate YouTuber? To understand the magnitude of this showdown, one must look beyond the surface of subscriber counts and views. PewDiePie's journey is the story of YouTube's coming of age, a one-man operation that turned into a cultural phenomenon without the need for corporate backing or million-dollar productions. His humor, often absurd and self-deprecating, connected with a generation that grew up on internet memes and inside jokes. He weathered controversies, from media misrepresentations to actual missteps, and emerged still standing, a testament to his resilience and the loyalty of his audience. MrBeast's rise, on the other hand, is the story of YouTube as a science. He treats content creation like an exacting craft, where every thumbnail, title, and pacing choice is meticulously planned to maximize engagement. His videos are bigger, louder, and more expensive than almost anything else on the platform. But they're not just about spectacle, they're about generosity. He's given away cars, houses, islands, and millions of dollars, turning his philanthropy into entertainment that spreads both goodwill and viral reach. His business empire extends far beyond YouTube, with MrBeast Burger, Feastables Chocolate, and other ventures turning his brand into a multi-industry force. In the court of public opinion, the winner depends on what one values most in a creator. PewDiePie champions individuality, a reminder that a single person with a camera can change the internet. MrBeast champions scale, proving that with enough ambition, a YouTube channel can rival the production value and cultural influence of traditional media. The fact that both approaches have worked so well says something profound about the platform's diversity. Fans have argued endlessly over which man holds the title of Ultimate YouTuber. Some point to PewDiePie's decade-long dominance, meme-making legacy, and personal connection with viewers. Others point to MrBeast's unmatched reach, innovation, and tangible impact on people's lives through philanthropy. The truth is, their stories are intertwined, each pushing the boundaries in their own way, each inspiring the next generation of creators. And while some fans fantasize about an actual collaboration that merges PewDiePie's humor with MrBeast's grand production style, the reality is that they don't need to share a video to be connected. In the grand narrative of YouTube, they are two pillars standing at different ends of the same bridge, one built from the raw charm of the early internet, the other from the polished power of modern digital media. The rise of PewDiePie was in many ways an accident of timing. He entered YouTube at a point when gaming videos were just starting to explode in popularity, but hadn't yet been saturated. The concept of a Let's Play was still novel, and Felix's approach, narrating gameplay with humor, over-the-top reactions, and genuine interaction, struck a chord. His bro army wasn't just a fan base. It was a community that lived and breathed inside jokes, from the barrels of Amnesia, the Dark, descent to his quirky alter egos like Stefano. PewDiePie was one of the first to prove that YouTube fame could rival and even surpass traditional celebrity status. By 2014, PewDiePie was the most subscribed creator in the world, holding that title year after year. His fame came with opportunities, book deals, collaborations, media appearances, but also with intense scrutiny. The mainstream media often misunderstood internet humor, leading to a series of public controversies that tested his resilience. PewDiePie survived not because he was perfect, but because he evolved. He shifted from gaming to a wider variety of content, meme reviews, commentary on internet culture, and eventually more personal, stripped-back videos from his home in Brighton, England. He became less of a YouTube celebrity and more of an internet elder statesman, speaking directly to his audience without the need for flashy production. Meanwhile, MrBeast's rise was engineered with almost scientific precision. Jimmy Donaldson studied YouTube like it was a subject in school, experimenting with ideas until he found the formula for virality. His early challenge videos, like reading every word in the dictionary or saying Logan Paul 100,000 times, weren't glamorous, but they caught attention. Then came the turning point: philanthropy as entertainment. Giving a homeless man $10,000, donating huge tips to waitresses, paying off strangers' medical bills. These acts weren't just generous. They were packaged in a way that made people want to click, watch, and share. By 2018, MrBeast was making videos on a scale never before seen on YouTube. He built elaborate sets, staged competitions with hundreds of participants, and gave away staggering amounts of money. While PewDiePie had always operated as a one-man brand, MrBeast assembled a team, friends, editors, and a dedicated crew who helped him execute bigger and bigger concepts. His operation became a hybrid of a production company, marketing agency, and charity foundation. Every dollar earned from the channel was reinvested into the next video, creating a cycle of constant growth. When the subscriber counts began to converge, the internet couldn't help but turn it into a race. PewDiePie's audience was well aware of his history defending the top spot during the infamous "Subscribe to PewDiePie" movement against T-Series. MrBeast himself had been a major player in that campaign, famously buying billboards and running stunts to rally support for PewDiePie. The irony that he would eventually surpass PewDiePie wasn't lost on fans. But unlike the corporate vs. creator narrative of the T-Series battle, this was more like passing the torch from one individual creator to another. By November 2022, MrBeast officially became the most subscribed individual on YouTube. The handover was quiet, almost anticlimactic, but symbolically massive. PewDiePie congratulated MrBeast without hesitation, showing a level of sportsmanship rare in competitive industries. It wasn't the end of PewDiePie's story ain't far from it, but it marked a shift in YouTube's history. The crown had changed heads and the rules of the game had evolved. In comparing the two, one must consider their creative philosophies. PewDiePie thrives on personality-driven content. He can sit in front of a camera with minimal editing and still pull millions of views, because his audience feels like they know him personally. He's unpredictable, self-aware, and willing to poke fun at himself. MrBeast, on the other hand, thrives on scale and spectacle. His videos are engineered for maximum engagement, each one a massive project designed to outdo the last. Where PewDiePie leans into spontaneity, MrBeast leans into meticulous planning. Yet both share one critical trait: adaptability. YouTube is littered with the ghosts of creators who couldn't keep up with changing algorithms, shifting trends, or audience expectations. PewDiePie survived by reinventing his content style multiple times over a decade. MrBeast survived by staying ahead of trends and setting them himself. In both cases, their success is built not just on talent or luck, but on a relentless willingness to evolve. For fans, the ultimate YouTuber question is as much about personal preference as it is about measurable success. Do you value the intimate connection of a creator who feels like a friend? Or the jaw-dropping excitement of a creator who turns every upload into a major event? Do you prefer the solo underdog who built his empire from a bedroom? Or the mastermind running a multi-million-dollar content operation? In truth, the platform needs both. PewDiePie represents YouTube's soul, the reminder that one person's voice can matter to millions. MrBeast represents YouTube's future, proof that the platform can rival Hollywood in scale and reach. The showdown isn't really about defeating one another. It's about how two vastly different approaches can coexist at the very top. And yet, deep down, fans can't help but imagine what would happen if they ever decided to join forces. A MrBeast-funded, PewDiePie-hosted event, a hybrid of absurd humor and mind-bending generosity. Something that would break not just YouTube records, but perhaps the entire internet. The possibility lingers in the air, tantalizing in its potential, a reminder that the story of MrBeast and PewDiePie isn't just about competition, but about the limitless creativity that defines the platform they both rule. The cultural impact of PewDiePie and MrBeast extends far beyond their subscriber counts. They are not merely entertainers, that they have each, in their own way, shaped internet culture itself. PewDiePie's rise during the early 2010s coincided with the birth of meme culture as we know it today. His videos became breeding grounds for catchphrases, running gags, and niche internet jokes that would ripple outward into forums, social media platforms, and even mainstream media. The Bro Army wasn't just a passive audience. It was a living, breathing community that created fan art, remixes, and entire subcultures around his content. For years, PewDiePie was a kind of internet mayor, not in the sense of authority, but as a central figure in the sprawling city that was online entertainment. His influence wasn't just in numbers, it was in the way he normalized a certain brand of authenticity. Before PewDiePie, the idea of filming yourself in your bedroom, talking to a camera, was almost laughably unprofessional. After him, it was the dream job of millions. The rise of vlogging, gaming content, and creator-driven media owes much to the precedent he set. MrBeast's cultural influence is different but no less profound. He didn't just inspire people to make videos, he inspired them to think bigger. Before MrBeast, large-scale giveaways and philanthropic stunts were rare, often one-off events by brands or celebrities. Jimmy made it a format. He proved that generosity could be its own genre, that doing good for others could be packaged into high-performing entertainment without losing its sincerity. This spawned an entire wave of creators, attempting similar challenge giveaway hybrids, some with genuine intentions, others chasing viral trends. What makes their contrast so fascinating is that they both appeal to core human desires, but in different ways. PewDiePie taps into the need for belonging and relatability. His fans feel seen, part of an inside joke that outsiders could never fully understand. MrBeast taps into the awe and excitement of witnessing the extraordinary. People tune in to see something they've never seen before, whether it's a recreation of Willy Wonka's chocolate factory or a real-life Squid Game with a massive cash prize. The economics of their channels also reveal the evolution of YouTube as a business. PewDiePie's income during his peak came largely from AdSense revenue, sponsorship deals, and merchandise. His operation was relatively lean, with most of the work done by himself and a small support team. MrBeast's income is far more diversified, multiple businesses, brand partnerships, investments, and strategic reinvestment into content. Running a MrBeast production is akin to running a small company. Every video has a budget, crew, logistics, and marketing strategy. This scalability is both his strength and his challenge. Where PewDiePie can pick up a camera and upload a video with minimal lead time, MrBeast projects require weeks or months of preparation. It's also worth noting how each has navigated the pressures of fame. PewDiePie has often expressed discomfort with celebrity status, choosing to keep much of his personal life private despite having one of the most recognizable faces on the internet. His marriage to Marja, his relocation to Japan, and his gradual slowing of uploads reflect a desire for balance, to remain creative without burning out. MrBeast, conversely, has leaned into the role of public figure and entrepreneur, using his fame as leverage to build ventures beyond YouTube. Yet, even he has admitted that the workload and pressure can be overwhelming. With his schedule often consumed entirely by planning and filming, their approaches to controversy are also telling. PewDiePie has had moments of public backlash, some stemming from misunderstandings, others from genuine mistakes. Each time he addressed them directly with his audience, sometimes apologizing, sometimes clarifying, but always returning to the camera to keep the connection alive. MrBeast's controversies have been fewer and generally less severe, though he has faced criticism over labor practices in his food ventures and the sustainability of large-scale giveaways. His strategy has been to address issues selectively, often letting his work and transparency speak for themselves rather than engaging in prolonged public disputes. In the broader landscape of YouTube history, their coexistence feels almost poetic. PewDiePie represents the origin story, the raw, unpredictable magic of a platform in its youth. MrBeast represents the future, polished, scalable, and intertwined with brand building on a massive scale. One is a reminder of where YouTube came from, the other a glimpse of where it's going. And yet both are united by a shared truth. They understand their audiences better than almost anyone else. They know what will make people click, stay, and come back for more. They know that numbers matter, but loyalty matters more. They know that YouTube isn't just a website. It's a living ecosystem where creators and viewers co-create culture. In this sense, calling it a showdown is almost misleading. Yes, there's competition, but it's not about destruction, and it's about legacy. When PewDiePie eventually stepped back from daily content, it wasn't because he had been defeated. It was because he had nothing left to prove. When MrBeast overtook him, it wasn't a dethroning. It was the natural progression of a platform where the baton is always being passed to those willing to push boundaries. The internet thrives on rivalry because it gives fans a story to follow. But the real story here isn't MrBeast versus PewDiePie, it's MrBeast and PewDiePie, two creators who define the extremes of what YouTube can be. Together, they form a kind of yin and yang of the platform, each essential in maintaining the balance between intimate, personality-driven content and ambitious large-scale production. When historians of the internet, if such a thing can ever be truly formalized, look back at the early 21st century, they will have to grapple with a strange reality. Some of the most influential figures in culture weren't politicians, film stars, or traditional billionaires. They were people who sat in front of cameras, uploaded videos to a free website, and built empires out of pixels. PewDiePie and MrBeast are the clearest embodiment of that reality. In terms of raw metrics, the numbers tell one kind of story. PewDiePie's rise to over 110 million subscribers cemented him as the most famous individual YouTuber for nearly a decade, a record in itself. MrBeast's surge past that number, with an acceleration that still hasn't slowed, shows that YouTube growth has entered a new dimension. But numbers alone can't explain influence. PewDiePie's audience grew alongside him, aging from teenagers to adults, carrying the nostalgia of his early content into their adult lives. MrBeast's audience is ever expanding, pulling in both young viewers and older ones curious about the scale of his projects. PewDiePie's influence lies in the intimacy of the connection he built. In his heyday, viewers didn't just watch his videos, they waited for them, dissected them, made memes about them, and felt like they were part of a private world that outsiders couldn't fully understand. This is why, even as he stepped back from frequent uploads, his fan base didn't abandon him. They stayed because their bond wasn't transactional. It was emotional. MrBeast's influence lies in his ability to create collective spectacle. When he stages a $1,000 competition, it becomes a global event. His videos are designed to be understood instantly by anyone, anywhere. There's no need for cultural context or years of inside jokes. This universality gives him reach that few creators in history have matched. It's also why his brand can extend into products, restaurants, and charities without diluting the power of his main channel. If PewDiePie is a musician who can command a stadium, with just a guitar and his voice, MrBeast is a conductor leading an orchestra the size of a small city. Both are masters of their craft, but their crafts are fundamentally different. The ultimate showdown between them, therefore, isn't about one defeating the other. It's about what each represents in the grand experiment that is YouTube. PewDiePie shows that personality and authenticity can carry a creator to unimaginable heights. MrBeast shows that vision, planning, and scale can push those heights even further. If PewDiePie was the proof of concept, MrBeast is the industrial revolution. Their legacies will intertwine for years to come. New creators will study PewDiePie's ability to maintain authenticity over a decade in the public eye. They will study MrBeast's precision in mastering the algorithm and using reinvestment to create exponential growth. Some will try to blend both approaches, intimate connection with cinematic scale, and perhaps one day, someone will succeed in surpassing them both. But even then, the influence of these two will remain embedded in the DNA of YouTube. Every new vlogger who picks up a camera in their bedroom owes something to PewDiePie's early days. Every creator dreaming of giant giveaways, elaborate sets, or global reach owes something to MrBeast's modern blueprint. They are not just players in the game. They helped write its rules. In the end, fans will continue to debate who is the true ultimate YouTuber. Some will side with PewDiePie, valuing the decade-long reign, the memes, the laughter, and the sense of community that feels irreplaceable. Others will choose MrBeast, admiring the innovation, the generosity, and the relentless push toward bigger and bolder ideas. The truth is, both answers are correct, because they define ultimate in different ways. Perhaps the most fitting conclusion to their story is that there is no final winner. The showdown is eternal, not because they are locked in battle, but because their contrasting styles will forever fuel the conversation about what makes a creator great. They are, in a strange way, two halves of the same legend, one that began in the raw, chaotic days of the early internet and continues now in the era of professionalized, global-scale digital entertainment. Somewhere out there, a young creator is watching PewDiePie's old Let's Plays, laughing at the absurdity and feeling the spark of possibility. Somewhere else, another young creator is watching MrBeast give away $500,000, thinking, I can dream bigger. And that, more than any subscriber milestone or viral video, is the true victory of both men. They have made the impossible feel possible. As the years pass, their subscriber counts will fluctuate, trends will shift, and YouTube itself will evolve into forms we can't yet predict. But there will always be a place in its history for the Swedish gamer who ruled the internet with a webcam and a smile, and for the American dreamer who turned generosity into a global phenomenon. The ultimate YouTuber showdown will never truly end, because it was never about the battle. It was about the legacy. Thanks for watching video.